Hi guys, I'm Jack and I'm part of the Meet and Code team. When the pandemic struck, we were afraid that Meet and Code can be endangered. But then we moved online and we doubled our efforts. And the effect was better than we imagined.
It's enough when you provide few sentences about your coding even, then you write how you will use your grant, if it's material or equipment, and that's it.
Hello from Impact Hub Athens. We are glad to be part of Meet and Code. Joining this program gave us the sense of community and working together for a prospective cause.
Meet and Code reached its fourth successful edition in Romania. We are grateful for all the NGOs that stepped outside their comfort zone with the help of Meet and Code Online and inspired us with their courage and confidence. You are truly amazing.
In Benelux, it was the second edition of Meet and Code. It was a bit scary at first to think that everything had to be online, but in the end, organizations were super fun and excited. It all worked well with some extra support we were able to give them.
A big quiz about Europe created with Scratch, or use digital storytelling to light up a city. This is Meet and Code in Italy. It's cool, isn't it?
Meet and Code reaches children and youth not only in the bigger cities but also in the smaller towns across Europe. More than 50% of our events in 2020 were organized by nonprofits from cities with less than 100,000 inhabitants.
With the help of Meet and Code, the youth club that I go to, Everything Electronics, recently hosted a World Wide Web event. In this event, we were taught the basics of HTML, CSS, and how the World Wide Web actually operates. I found it really interesting and thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you, Meet and Code.
This was an amazing fourth edition of the project. Feel invited for Meet and Code 2021. Together, let's empower a generation.
Hi everyone, and here's a warm welcome from sunny South Africa to all our EU guests for this year's virtual Meet and Code Awards ceremony. My name is Gwena Maboja, and I am part of the global SAP Purpose and Sustainability Marketing team. And today's prestigious event couldn't be better suited or illustrated for what we do within the Purpose team. And I have the unique honor of hosting this afternoon's awards event. And together with all our expert speakers, we will announce the 2020 Meet and Code winners. Now, before we get into the swing of things, I would like to invite all of you listening to join the conversation and follow us on social media. We know that if it's not on social media, it didn't happen. So we will be tweeting and blasting this on social media. So we invite all of you to join us. Follow us on all the channels on SAP for Good, hashtag Meet and Code, hashtag SAP for Good. And now, for those of you who joined us last year, we were entertained by none other than Thomas Siffling, our talented German jazz trumpeter and owner of record company SP Siffling Productions, which includes several jazz labels. Now, Thomas is a renowned jazz musician, and as part of a treat for today, he's going to get us into the celebratory swing of things. So ladies and gentlemen, NGOs, aspiring coders, give it up for Thomas and his creative interpretation of the European anthem by Beethoven. Thomas, over to you.
Hello, everybody, and thanks for having me. I'm really looking forward to be your musical entertainment part of this award ceremony. And of course, I would like to start with a composition of Ludwig van Beethoven. Of course, he had 2020, his 250th anniversary. And I would start with Ode to Joy, die Freude, Ode an die Freude. Hope you like it. And I have to move my computer because then you can see what I'm doing with my electronic stuff. So hope you see it. Okay, And then I have to move here. Here we go. Have fun.
Wow, what an amazing way to start the show and the celebration. Thank you so much, Thomas. A big, big, big round of applause to you. Thank you so much for kicking us off there. So now, before we begin our award celebration, now is a great time to just sit back and reflect on the trials, tribulations, and challenges that we endured throughout 2020. As we know, 2020 was not an easy year, especially for Europe's largest digital skills program, Meet and Code. But the program kept to its core mission of really sparking interest in coding for EU children and young adults, and quickly shifted its strategy by going completely virtual. And at the end of last year, SAP and partners TechSoup Europe, Haus des Stiftens, and BMI were proud to announce that despite the pandemic, Meet and Code successfully supported 1,325 events across 35 countries with almost 40,000 youth attendance, and that is an incredible achievement. And in addition to maintaining the participation and momentum, Meet and Code also surpassed more than 50% female mark, so female participation, signifying the massive strides the initiative is taking to encourage gender diversity within the technology sector. And as you can imagine, shifting a massive EU program to a virtual learning was not an easy task. However, the organizing team and the partners and other organizations really supported the organizations with training and toolkits to facilitate the virtual teaching switch. And that also in itself is a triumph. And now that we have reflected, it is time for us to celebrate. And what better way than by acknowledging the creativity and accomplishments. Now, each year, the most creative ideas are used by nonprofits to inspire youngsters about coding and are recognized at the awards ceremony. And this year's categories include Girls Do IT, Community, Diversity, Code for the Planet, and Code for Europe. And winners of each category will receive a logo for their marketing and branding material, a winner's certificate, and a whopping 2,000 euros in prize money. Now, I wouldn't mind that. And now that, if that isn't enough to inspire, then let's have a few words of wisdom and inspiration from SAP's Hartmut Thompson, who is the president of Middle and Eastern Europe. And I think that'll do the trick. So Hartmut, over to you.
Welcome to the Meet and Code Virtual Award Ceremony 2021. It would have been such an honor to meet you all in person, but unfortunately this is still not possible this year. However, we will make the best out of it, starting with a very special guest, Harry Thompson, President for SAP Middle and Eastern Europe.
Hello everyone. It's really a pleasure. It's great to be with you today. So I'm really excited to share some time with you today and to give you some of my thoughts. So what you have achieved last year it's really amazing. Yeah, I never thought that it would be possible from one day to another to move from physical to virtual events. Really great.
Thank you, Harry. Yes, last year was a major challenge given the whole COVID-19 pandemic. Already very early in the year, the Meet and Code team decided to shift the entire program to online and fund events that take place virtually. What are your thoughts on this and about the program's success in 2020?
Yeah, so I think we all were in the same situation last year, and also I made the experience what it means from one day to another, yeah, to stay in home office and to move from physical meetings to pure virtual communication. And I had a steep learning curve, and I think it's very similar what I have seen with Meet and Code, yeah, that all the teams literally were able, yeah, to turn around from one day to another. And I never thought that it would be possible, yeah, that people are able to adapt, yeah, to the new reality quite soon. So this is for me a great outcome, and I'm really proud what I've heard and what I have seen, how all the team managed the challenges in 2020.
That's great to hear. So Harry, you were part of the jury already in 2019 and 2020, and part of the team that selected the finalists and winning teams. Would you mind sharing a bit of your impression of this year's teams without giving away your favorite?
Of course not. We are not at the ceremony end, yeah. So and I don't want to call out my favorite. So actually, I was really astonished to see what the team have done, especially the creativity. Yeah, from all the teams, and I will not call out one special team. So as a group, I think this was really great despite all the challenges. And yeah, I know we have invited the finalists, 15 groups. Yeah, and I know you're waiting. Yeah, you're waiting anxiously. Yeah, to call out the winner right now, and yeah, I don't want to take that much time. Yeah, maybe we continue so that we come to the ceremony.
All right, Harry, thank you so much. Any last thoughts you want to share with the audience today?
Yes, sure. So I would like to say a big thank you to all our partners, to Haus des Stiftens, to TechSoup Europe and all its affiliates. And of course, a very big thank you also goes to the German Ministry of Interior, in person, State Secretary Dr. Markus Richter. So really, this was very helpful because we were able to add another 10 countries. And we also had the opportunity to run the online event during the EU presidency. I think this was really fantastic opportunity, yeah, for Meet and Code. And of course, I would like to thank all the local supporters, all the people in the countries who contributed in 2020 to the success of Meet and Code. This is definitely nothing we can take for granted. I'm deeply grateful what you have done, and I wish you all a successful ceremony. Enjoy, of course, enjoy. And I would be more than happy if we have the opportunity again to meet in person at Meet and Code 2022. So stay safe and healthy. All the best. Take care. Enjoy the ceremony.
Thank you, Harry. It was a pleasure speaking to you. Quina, back over to you.
So thank you, Harry. What inspiring words. And it's so wonderful to see how our positive impact is such an important topic, even for one of the senior executives of one of the largest computer software companies in the world. So thank you for those words, Harry. And of course, we are all very anxious. So everyone, now this is where the fun really begins. This is why we're really here. Ladies and gentlemen, I now have the honor of introducing each of the Meet and Code Award finalists. So firstly, I'd like to introduce Austria, Belgium or France, Czech Republic, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Italy again, Ireland, Romania, Russia, Slovenia, Ukraine again, and then finally the United Kingdom. So a big congratulations to our finalists for all of their hard work and creativity and perseverance throughout 2020. I would now like to call upon our next speaker, if we can go to the next slide. And this is someone who holds this project very close to their heart, Alexandra van der Ploeg, who's the head of Global Corporate Social Responsibility at SAP. Now, Alex, thank you so much for being a part of today's awards ceremony. It's great to have you with us. If you could please tell our audience about the thinking behind Meet and Code, and really what is the importance of this program?
Thank you so much, Quena, and it's such an honor to be with all of you today. You know, I think we're going to start sounding like a broken record, obviously, highlighting how difficult 2020 was, and frankly, how difficult 2021 still is as well. But I think what we all realized very early on is that the pandemic wasn't just a healthcare crisis, but a multidimensional crisis. And I really believe that in general, we were in an education crisis even before the pandemic. But frankly, this was compounded by the pandemic. And we're seeing statistics that are really worrisome. And sometimes I wish that the entire world would look at education and the education crisis that we're in with the same sense of urgency that they're also looking at the issue of climate and climate action and the environment. I actually still don't think that it's being seen in the same light. At SAP, we made the decision a long time ago that digital inclusion was something that we could make a unique contribution to, because of the unique role that we play as one of the major tech players, not just in Europe, but in the world. With the pandemic, I think, and the long-term socioeconomic implications of it, I think it's even more important than ever to drive digital inclusion as much as possible and to ensure that the inequalities that we're seeing with regards to education, both pre, but also during and post-pandemic, are not going to be exacerbated. And therefore, initiatives like Meet and Code are so incredibly important to complement the educational efforts that are happening, obviously, all over the world. What I find so fascinating with Meet and Code is, and I've seen it especially in 2020, one of the key things that I think you guys are trying to do is not just to inspire children to be not just users of technology, but to be creators of technology. But I think the second thing that you're doing incredibly well with Meet and Code is to inspire kids towards lifelong learning. And lifelong learning is such an essential skill and competence to have. But for that to be sparked in young people, you need to experience joy and have fun in learning. And I think that's what you have all done. You created a safe space and an experience for young people to explore technology, to learn something new, but above all, to have a lot of fun while doing that. And in that sense, I think today we are celebrating all of you. We are celebrating the inspiration that you're giving to young people to be creative and innovative and to explore technology. But we're also celebrating your deep commitment to children's right to education. And frankly, not just their right to education, but their right to quality education. And with that, back to you, Quena.
Thank you so much, Alex, for those warm words and just for highlighting the commitment towards education and making sure that as we move into a digitally transformed world, no one is left behind. So thank you so much, Alex, for those words. But as you mentioned, today is a celebration. So we also want to have a bit of fun. So in order to welcome our next special guest, I'd like to ask Thomas to come back and give us a musical introduction for our next guest. So Thomas, in celebration, do you have a surprise song for us in mind? Please go ahead.
Yes, I hope so. I hope so. Thank you. Yeah, the next song I'm going to play for you is a very special song for me because maybe it's a magic song. It always turns me when I listen to the song or when I play this song. It turns me in a really good mood, and it gives me a lot of good feelings. It's a song from George Gershwin, maybe the most famous song of George Gershwin, and we are all looking forward to the summertime. So let's call it Summertime. George Gershwin. And again, I have to move my computer. Summertime, George Gershwin.
Wow, that was really, really beautiful. Thank you so much for that beautiful, beautiful song. Thank you for giving us a bit of summer to celebrate the awards today. And with that, I'd love to introduce today's next guest speaker, who is Gabrielle Zedelmeier. And I'm really excited to hear from Gabi today. Gabi is a social innovator who explores how tech is changing how we live and work. And she also advises companies on implementing strategic change to successfully compete in a digital world. Gabi is an international speaker and an author, as well as a member of the Computer Science Advisory Board of the University of People. And in 2011, she was honored by Newsweek and the Daily Beast as one of 150 women who shake up the world. So Gabi, we're so excited to hear from you today. Please, over to you to share with us a few words.
Thanks a lot, Gwenna. And thanks, Thomas, for this really beautiful piece. Really, really love that. And thank you for the invitation so that I can speak today at this festive awards ceremony for Meet and Code. I'm really, really thrilled to be here and celebrate with you your outstanding achievements. And what I want to do today is really talk to you a little bit about, you know, what it takes to make a difference in times that are sort of double disruptive. And what we're seeing right now is really not only the digital transformation, but clearly also the COVID pandemic. So basically a double disruption. And I think if we want to successfully manage through that, one of the key things that we need to understand is that it's all about people. People are at the center of us getting through this. And then we can use technology to help us through this. But to me, a lot of it is really about mindset, about using the tools that are available. I mean, Alexandra already said it. You know, we are so far behind in so many things. And maybe this is the type wake-up call that we need. But again, I want to say, you know, this double disruption is a mega crisis, and let's not waste this crisis. When I talk about mindset, you know, I want to give you this example, and some of you might know the story of William from Malawi. But here's this kid whose parents cannot afford for him to go to school. So what he does is, you know, he goes to the library, he reads up on how to basically help his community, because he understands that the community needs water and they need electricity. And so out of some junk and some very, very basic technology, he and some friends built this windmill that then enabled them to pump the water and generate electricity and really help the entire community. He didn't wait for all of the technology to be at his fingertips. It's about mindset. He did want to make a change, and clearly he made that change. So turn to today, you know, we're surrounded by exponential technologies. There's lots of talk about artificial intelligence and quantum and biotech and blockchain, and you name it. I mean, the list is endless. And all of these technologies are really exponential technologies. And I think one of the big issues for us people, or for humankind, is that it's hard for us to understand what exponential really means. We're sort of a little bit like programmed in a linear fashion. And then when things happen and hit us like an avalanche, you know, we're totally unprepared. When in reality, you know, we shouldn't be, because we do understand theoretically, you know, how some of these things can develop. And I think for us, the critical piece to understand is we're living in times where what used to work in the past doesn't take us into the future. What got us here won't get us to the next step. And that's really important for us to understand. But let's stick with AI for a minute. We know we're all surrounded by it, you know, whether we drive in our car and we know we get the recommendations for, here is the congestion, go and take this alternative route, or we read a newspaper, and a lot of the articles are not written by journalists, they're written, you know, by algorithms. Or here on the bottom right, that's a painting that a few years ago already sold at Christie's at an auction for $432,000, and it was created by an algorithm. And then you have on the left-hand side, you can see we're getting better, machines get better and better when it comes to image recognition, and they can even tell the difference between the Chihuahua and the blueberry muffin here at the bottom, which, you know, sometimes for us is not easy to do. But oops, you know, sometimes image recognition doesn't really work so well. Here was a robot camera that was supposed to film sort of a soccer event in Scotland, and the robot camera mistook the bald head of the referee for the ball. So for the entire time, it just followed the referee around instead of basically filming the event. But, you know, things do get better. We know that. And like I said, you know, AI is all around us. There are like personal assistants that many of us can't live without anymore, you know, Alexa and Siri. And at Georgia Tech University, where there was, for example, this advisor to the students. And for 4 years, you know, she's been advising now these students. And it took many of the students a long time to figure out that they weren't advised by a real person, but it was a chatbot. We know that the legal profession is changing tremendously through artificial intelligence because research can be done a lot more accurate and a lot faster, for example. And even DARPA, the US agency that really does a lot of test piloting, can see that AI often outmaneuvers, or most of the time, outmaneuvers the test pilots. And we all know that, once autonomous driving really becomes mainstream, it will seem that human driving was unsafe, because 94% of all of the accidents that we see are caused by human error. And today we even have AI board members sitting on some advisory boards. And there are some companies in Asia who said that basically these AI board members saved them from bankruptcy with all of the terrific advice that they gave. Now take a look at this picture, really, really nice looking people. They're actually all fake. Nobody exists. They were all created by, generative adversarial networks that can really mimic extremely well, the basic test set that was provided to it. But a lot of these applications will really have major implications for us going forward. We can use this technology, for example, to take text-based input and create photos from it. That can be extremely, extremely useful going forward. Here's an example from just a couple of days ago. This lady, she's very courageous, from the Netherlands, and she's getting a tattoo, which was created and basically designed and done by a tattoo artist. But it is delivered through this robotic arm that learned through machine learning how to basically place the tattoo on her arm. I think going forward, that could have a lot of utilization in the medical space. So you can see from those examples, and I could give a million more, that there's a lot of stuff around us that basically has changed, how we live, how we work, and how we communicate. And I'm going to ask you a little bit provocatively, has it fundamentally changed our daily lives? And I think there are two answers to it. First of all, yes, when it comes to the smartphone and the fact that we've moved from product to platform, entire industries have basically fundamentally changed. Just think about the music industry and how they fought for the longest time, that new business models, the platform-based business model was coming around. And they went under. Nobody buys CDs anymore. Everybody streams their music. And we're really using, these smartphones every day, Netflix, Spotify, Amazon, information, Wikipedia, whatever we do, we use the smartphone for it. And I would even say we depend on it. And it doesn't come as a surprise, because what also happened at the same time, it dematerialized a lot of other products that we used in the past. Because in the past, you had your radio and you had your GPS system and you had your camera, you had all of these different devices, which is all in one now. And so it's an extremely useful tool. And I would think many of us would agree that we probably spend too much time on it every day. So let me just go forward again. I think that just skipped. We'll move in the other direction. Just a second. So here comes a really important point, and I'm glad that Alexandra made that before as well. I think in many respects, our fundamental life, the way we live and the way we prepare ourselves for the future hasn't changed enough, or it has barely changed at all. And I know I'm not really speaking for all of the countries, because some of you come from countries that have much better and more advanced systems. I live in Germany, so I can give a lot of that perspective, and I read a lot about a lot of other countries as well. So I think it's not only Germany, where the education system, for example, is that of an industrial nation, basically, living like we did in maybe 100 years ago. The classroom is totally outdated. The way we teach children is totally outdated. We teach them stuff that the machines can do better. We teach them standardized materials. That's even how we test them with PISA. It's a standardized test. Everything that can be standardized can be done better by the machines. We would do a lot better job if we changed that very quickly. The same thing for the health system, the same thing for the willingness to also basically change to more flexible working models. So all of this is happening. We're slow. We don't see a sense of urgency. And then comes COVID. And that, in a way, showed us, it held the mirror in front of us to say, look, guys, the systems are outdated. We cannot cope with any kind of emergency situation. It wasn't good enough for before. And now it really became very obvious to us where all of the shortcomings were. And I think if one good thing came out of COVID is at least that a new mindset is emerging, that all of a sudden we see, oh my God, stuff can be done. Stuff can be done very quickly. We can actually change very quickly. We can do things totally differently. And when we used to say, cannot be done, impossible, don't even look at it, we now realize, wow, that might be an alternative way of going forward. An example is homeschooling. School and sort of the digital world in many countries were two things that were totally separate from each other. Kids were not even allowed to bring digital devices to school. And the way we taught them was, like I just said, in an antiquated way. And now we realize, oh my God, this doesn't work in times of emergency, in times of crisis. So now we discover, how the power of Zoom, the power of sort of digital connection. But I want to make sure that it's clear. It's not just about the laptop. It's not just about the digital connection. We totally need to change the content of what we teach these skills, to teach the children. Because right now, we've been raising children for a world that no longer exists. And now we need to turn that around and turn it on its head and take a look at how we are able to change the role of the teacher, how we let kids try stuff, experiment, do cross-functionality, and really find a totally new way of teaching these children going forward. And I think we're at the beginning of it, but at least I see some movement in that respect. Working from home, in the future, it's just going to be working. That used to be an academic question. Nobody was even really considering it. Why change a good thing? People didn't see a need to let people go and work from different places. And now we see that is also turned on its head. And I think we are also going to see that work in itself is going to get redefined. That's going to be broken up in different tasks, and we'll have a totally new way of delivering these tasks. So again, we're at the beginning, but I do see things moving in that direction. Healthcare. Healthcare used to be the last frontier of IT for a long time. And I know at the beginning of the pandemic, a lot of the institutions had to share patient data about COVID patients, and they had to fax them around to send them via fax, not only in Germany, it was in some other big countries as well, because they did not have the digital infrastructure set up in order to really have this data exchange in any other fashion. That's totally ridiculous. In 2019, I read some statistics about some US hospitals, and one, for example, a children's hospital, which was really advanced already. But in 2019, they had 2,000 telehealth visits. In 2020, they had 5,000 a week. So I think when it comes to personalization, to remote health, telehealth, and also better preparedness and prevention, we're again seeing the beginning of a revolution right now. One piece that I think really that I like coming out of the pandemic as well is to say that you can use a digital forum to actually talk to each other. It's not about just sitting there and typing in and giving thumbs up and thumbs down. It's really relating to each other. People are celebrating together, a little bit like we do today, where people see each other, they speak to each other, they have fun with each other, and they connect to each other, which I think is very, very important. So again, what we've seen through the past few months is that urgency has created an enormous momentum. Just take a look at the sequencing of the genome, of the COVID genome, and how it's taken weeks instead of months. And delivering a vaccine has taken months instead of years. And the best thing here, I think, is that so many different capabilities had to come together and have come together across all of the different silos, whether it's machine learning or AI, whether it's genomics and biopharma, the manufacturing piece, the delivery, everything had to come together, and it did. And it shows again to what we are capable. And I think this is the type sort of momentum that we need to take forward. Also, when it comes to our skills, Yuval Harari has said, if we want to be successful in 2050, it's not enough to just invent a product or to come up with new ideas. We need to keep reinventing ourselves, and we need to keep building our skills. And a lot of it is up to us, because a lot of the access to getting these skills has been totally democratized. You don't depend actually on somebody to give you a book or to give you access to a book. You have access to all of the information out there, which is unbelievable. And so now to be creative, to make the most of it, to get together with others, to share these skills, to really use your imagination, and to think about how can we use skills to really make a difference when it comes to the biggest problems we're facing. Because when people are worried that everybody's going to be out of work, I don't agree. As long as we have so many problems around us, there's plenty of work to be done. We just have to channel our energy towards that. And so with your skill set, where you understand the machines, where you know how to code, where you know how to use the technology, and you understand the needs on the other side, and you have the empathy and the creativity to bring both of these factions together, that is going to be the sweet spot. And I think you're going to be in a terrific space helping us to solve some of the world's biggest problems. And that's, whether it's CO2 reduction and energy savings. Here in AI really helped save a tremendous amount of energy by just basically re-energizing and revitalizing the cooling structure. Tremendous savings. Or you can take a look at how technology can help you to do more precision farming so that you use fewer pesticides and you can feed more people in the end. Or how we protect the species in the world and also save people's lives, here where you do some predictions on natural catastrophes. And I think, again, CO2 reduction, protections of the species. If we don't get that right, I think all of the other questions don't matter anymore. This is what we need to do. We need to do it today. And again, we need your skills and your creativity, empathy, your mindset, your willingness to make a change here. And I think there are so many ways, like I said, to get into this education piece. Education has been totally democratized. You can even get fully accredited degrees, not just take, a massive open online course here or there, which is already fantastic, but you can get a fully US accredited degree at a tuition-free institution like the University of the People. They now, I think next year, they will have 100,000 students. You can get a BA or an MBA or your computer science degree or a degree in health or education. And it's just something, again, with the right type of mindset, the willingness, you signing up, the opportunities are there for you. I think in the past, people would have said, if you want to be successful later on, you better know the rules and understand how things get done. I think that is a total thing of the past. You are in the driver's seat. You can make the rules. That's a very big difference. The world needs you to make the rules, to really channel the activity and channel basically the technology to solving these really big problems. And I love that sentence of Dr. Angela, who said, just if you're going to live, basically use your life, leave a legacy, make a mark on the world that can't be erased. And here again, I want to emphasize again, I think with your skills, you have everything it takes. You know and understand technology, you know and understand what needs to get done, and you can bring that together. And in addition to that, you're part of this phenomenal community. All of you, I saw the greetings in the beginning, and people are greeting from Slovenia and from Russia and from all over the world. Use this community, get together, think of stuff that you can do together and make it matter. And I thank you for that. So congratulations to all of you. To me, all of you are winners. And I want to thank for the opportunity to speak here today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gabi, for that thought leadership and those really inspiring words. I think everyone listening, make it matter. Now's the time for us to use the right mindset and skills and our energy to really overcome the challenges that's facing humanity and build back better for the future. So Gabi, thank you so much for those inspiring words. And now here is the part that we've all been waiting for. This now brings me to the announcement of this year's winners in the 5 award categories. And it's been a journey. We have come a long way to be here today. And since starting last year, the organizing team reviewed almost 900 applications, which our jury had the tough job of narrowing down to just 15 finalist organizations who are here with us today. So to begin, a heartfelt thanks goes out to the members of our jury for all of their dedication, time, and support. And with that, I'd love to just give all our jury members a shout out. So Fabrizia Benini, Mark Durando, Clemens Freda, Valerie Moka, Katie Morgan Booth, State Secretary Dr. Markus Richter, Anna Sienschnischka, Hartmut Thompson. And for today's award ceremony, as mentioned, we do have 5 categories. So firstly, we've got Girls Do IT, Diversity, Code for the Planet, Community, and Code for Europe. And as Alex previously mentioned, each one of the categories touches on and honors the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And with that, I would like to now ask Valerie Moka to join us, who is a perfect fit for announcing this year's winner. So Valerie is the founder of Wing Woman, a platform that brings young digital talents into supervisory and management positions. She's also a Tech for Good investor and former director of the innovation fund Nesta. Valerie has helped leaders and organizations all around the world to improve their daily lives through digital innovation. And she's also a well-renowned international speaker. And today she's gracing us with her presence to announce the winners in the category of Girls Do IT. So Valerie, over to you.
Thank you very much. And I am so excited to announce especially this award, Girls Do IT, because it's not just important that we have more women in technology, it is so important that we have more young women in technology, more young women who are not just using technology, but who are shaping it, who are building it, and who are calling the shots of how our world should look in the future. So I have the pleasure of working on a daily basis with women and young women, and I can tell you that they have as many great ideas as all of the men out there. But as women, what we often tend to do is that when we have a great idea, we hit the brake and we hold back. And one of the questions that I get a lot from women in particular is that they say, especially young women, is that they say, well, I have an idea, but what if I'm not good enough? What if I'm not right enough? What if I'm not ready enough to put this idea into practice? So now I want to tell you something, and I hope you remember it for the rest of your life. And it's this: you are already good enough, you're already ready enough, and you are already right enough to make a difference. Every single day of your life, you are ready to make a difference. And we actually need you to put your ideas into practice, because this world needs you. It needs all of your ideas, all of your talents, all of your potential. And we can only get all of your great ideas and the impact that you are supposed to make in this world if you have an idea and then you dare to test it. You dare to do it and you don't hold back. And I think this category and this award is not just an award for one organization, but it is a recognition of all of the girls, all of the women, all of the brave people out there who do not hold back. So I'm very excited to announce who won this category, and the organization that won it inspired us in multiple dimensions, on multiple levels. Well, firstly, they had an idea and they just went for it. We also were inspired by how they used software and programming and combined it with hardware and physical products. And we also loved the mission, which included empowering girls to achieve the best of themselves. And that is so important because all of us, we have so much inside ourselves, and each and every one of us needs to do more in terms of unleashing our own potential, but also giving other people a hand and lifting them up. So thank you very much to the winner for lifting up so many girls out there, and hopefully for all of you to continue to do that in the future. And now I want to tell you who the winner is. And the winner in the award, Girls Do IT. And I guess now I have to say, congratulations, herzlichen Glückwunsch, and muchas felicidades. for Mar de Colores in Germany for their web seminar Cyborg Gewebe.
So congratulations, web seminar Cyborg Gewebe, Mar de Colores from Germany. If you could please join us here to share a few celebratory words with the audience, we would love that. Ma?
Yeah, hello, my name is...
hello.
Hey.
Please go ahead.
Yes, Marcela, you are there, please. I'm Cecilia Gonzalez, just the chairwoman, and I just would like to thank you for the invitation and thanks for this prize. But I think the right person to give some words is Marcela Villanueva. She is the project leader. So congratulations, Marcela, and thank you very much for all. Please, you have the word.
Yes, thank you so much. I am so nervous and we are so happy to receive this award. I want to say Barbara is also here. Barbara was the Chinese. We prepared a speech. Sorry, my English, but I will try. Thank you so much. We are pleased to receive such an important award as the Meet and Code Award 2020 on behalf of Mar de Colores, in a category whose very name, Girls Do IT or Girls Do It, warm our hearts. The Cyber Wedding Seminar was a project for girls from Berlin with immigrant background, girls between 12 and 18 years old. In this workshop, they were introduced to the art and technique of creating with e-textile, that is programming and prototyping with interactive electronics. In this context, we believe this art and technique brought about a poetical space on where the migrant background of the girl become the very fabric from where to weave and imagine fantastic futures in all the many meanings of this word can have. And that is why we are so thankful and so happy for this award, because we would like to understand it as a recognition for such a space of hope and imagination, and a space so needed today, where the mix of art and technology is particularly for young girls crucial. Therefore, we cannot but thank those who made this possible. First, our community of Mar de Colores Association, and of course, to Meet and Code, whose generous support allowed us to materialize this space of hope and imagination that make us so proud and which is also yours. So thank you so much for this.
So a huge congratulations to you, Germany. You know, for me, this touches on so many topics that I love. So I'm very passionate about women in tech. And then I love fashion and art and combining that with technology. So it's the perfect combination of bringing all of those things that I love together. So congratulations to you. So now we have one winner announced. I now call upon Clemens Pleder, who's the member of the management board at stifterhelfen.de, an active partner for Meet and Code. Please tell us, who is the lucky winner in the diversity category? Clemens?
Thank you, Quina. Well, as we know, only a diverse and inclusive world secures our future. So diversity embraces and welcomes all the differences that makes us also unique. As embodied in SDG 10, Reduced Equality, well, this category looks for the best event ideas that inspire children and young people, not only for IT and for coding, but also for a world with equal opportunities and appreciation. We choose this winner for the following reasons. The event introduced refugee children to present their stories to the public using the Scratch platform. And this event had many impacts on different levels. It was significant not only for the participants, but also sensitized outsiders to the issue of migrant children. This event showed the important role of digital literacy and different aspects of digital education such as Windows, Internet, and coding with Scratch. Students learned about teamwork and contributed to their social development. Touching stories were created, which inspired us to think and reflect. So now it's up to me to put up this envelope and announce the winner. And so this year's Diversity Award goes to the project My Story by the ARSIS organization for the social support of youth from Greece. Congratulations.
Congratulations to you, My Story by Artists Organization for the social support of youth from Greece. Please join us in sharing a few celebratory words with the audience.
Good afternoon, everyone. My heart is going to break. I can't give such a long speech like before, the lady before. First of all, congratulations to everyone. We are all winners. We are so happy and honored to receive this award. Together with Vasiliki from Leros, we are from two Greek islands, Kos and Leros from Greece. Oh my God, I will cry. It seems unbelievable that we made it through here. As you said, our children, our students are refugee students. They really inspire us every day with their accomplishments, because even though they lack basic things like food, a house, they were coming to school very happy to work on this project. It was a really difficult effort due to the language barrier and to the background and everything, because they didn't have any experience with computers before anything. And in the end, they accomplished to even program. We are very happy that their efforts have been recognized. And what can I say more? Thank you very much. Vasiliki from Leros, thank you very much. Meet and Code, thank you very much for this opportunity. Ευχαριστούμε πολύ. Thank you very much in Greek.
So congratulations, Artists Organization from Greece. Wow, so inspiring. I can feel the emotion coming through, and what a stimulating concept. And now moving on to our next winner, I would now like to call upon our SAP Corporate Social Responsibility Manager for North America, Kate Booth, to announce the winners for the category Code for the Planet. Kate?
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this today. Wow, it's really inspiring, and I'm feeling all of the love from Europe and really from all over the world today. So thank you for inviting me to participate. And how delighted it is to meet you, Quina, and have you leading us today. You're doing such a great job. Thank you very much. So for this award category, we looked at events that combined coding and actions for the planet. These include initiatives that help improve climate change education, and they raised awareness for SDG 13. We chose this winner for the following reasons. We loved their long-term approach, called the 1 Week Challenge, the popularity and reach of this workshop with a total of 84 participants. The event encouraged creativity and independent work among children. We loved a lot about it, but some of the other things that we loved were how all of the tasks were related to environmental issues and different skill sets. Some of the tasks included creating a website, designing a picture, writing a social media post, creating a video, and even measuring your own ecological footprint using an online tool. These are all real world skills and examples, and we thought that it was great that they were incorporated into this project. This event not only raised awareness for environmental problems, but also talked about innovative solutions. I have the winning team here, so I'd like to congratulate the team that's winning for the category Code for the Planet, and it goes to Center for Euro Initiatives for the Ecological IT Quest. Congratulations.
Well done. Congratulations to you, Ecological IT Quest by Center of Euro Initiatives from the Ukraine. Please join us to say a few words of celebration and share that with the audience.
Thank you so much. Thank you for recognition of our initiative as a valuable one. And when together with colleagues, we were brainstorming of what we can do, because we were trying to create something engaging and at the same time educating for young people. We didn't really expect to go so far. So it's really big, now we feel that we really did something important and valuable, and the whole process was a big pleasure for us. And now this recognition is additional, benefit for us, and additional motivation and inspiration. And of course, it's our pleasure to contribute to the global awareness about climate change and to promote technologies among young people. We really appreciate the Meet and Code program for its important mission, and we are happy to be part of it. It's really a wonderful opportunity for young people to grow and get prepared for the responsible in life in the modern world. And we want to thank to all of those who create and support this program, and we wish you all to always find your inspiration and develop in what you're doing. Thank you so much.
So congratulations and well done to you, Ukraine. Thank you so much for your efforts, not only to drive technology with young kids, but to raise the awareness around climate action, which of course is one of the biggest challenges that we are facing as humanity. So many congratulations to you. And now moving on to the next category, community, which is closely linked to SDG 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities. I now call upon Wojtek Rustecki, who's the Senior Director of Technology Solutions and Services, TechSoup Europe, our implementing partner for Meet and Code. So Wojtek, please will you do the honor of announcing the winner under the community category for today?
Thank you, Quena. I'm very proud to be part of this team, of this implementing team, this initiative of Meet and Code, and congratulate to all the teams and organizations that actually took part in the initiative. Events of this category take local aspects and customs into consideration and think about the community needs. The events should bring people of similar interests and neighborhoods together through the passion of Meet and Code. We choose the winner for the following reasons. Participants of this workshop created an installation that symbolically showcases social imbalances. A story was projected in the square of the social housing complex, and an online webcam was placed on the square that allowed participants to see the effect that their programming action in real time. The event focused on the local community topics and helped to draw attention of disadvantaged citizens. Those in economic difficulty were also invited to participate and get involved. Participants received different knowledge and were provided the opportunity to apply it in practice, including digital storytelling and programmatic skills. So without any further delay, the envelope. This year's community award goes to Tensa Cooperative Sociale from Italy. Congratulations.
So again, congratulations to you, Code and Light Up, organized by Densa Co-op SOC from Italy. Please join us and share some words of celebration.
Hi, everyone. My name is Valentina and I work with Densa. We are so happy because this prize can represent for us and for the territory in which we work the opportunity to create new possibilities for the children and with the children. At the beginning of last year, we decided to move Densa's headquarters from the city center to the suburbs of Perugia, which is the city in which we work. So we decided to move to an area of disadvantaged communities. We aim to create and give life to an educational center that can foster a new different digital culture built on arts, technology, and environment. All of these characteristics work together in order to produce and support empowerment processes in young children, facilitating the development of competences for an active citizenship. Thanks to Meet and Code 2020's grant, we illuminated our neighborhood, which has been left behind by politics and institutions. We gave children the opportunity to create, through art and coding, a video that has been shown on the building's facades where children and their families live. As I was saying, those families and those children live in a fragile condition. The projection truly had a direct and positive impact on the community. Children from different backgrounds and with different upbringings had the opportunity to see projected in a public space what they had created and programmed from their homes. So they did turn on a light, tangibly and symbolically. Code a Light Up was an important moment of collective commitment in a difficult period for the children forced into social distancing. So children experienced the incredible power of digital in helping people to get together and to care for fragile communities in common good. So it is common to speak of distance learning. We like to say vicinity learning. So I would like to conclude with a quote. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. Thank you.
Well done to you, Italy. Well done, Densa, and thank you for your efforts in really bringing community together. And now we're at the final category, Code for Europe. Now we have called on our expert guest speaker, Dr. Richter, who is the State Secretary at BMI, who will tell us about their partnership with Meet and Code and the importance of this particular award and our category winner. So Dr. Richter, thank you.
Thank you, Quina. It is a pleasure to be here. The corona pandemic reminded all of us once again of the urgency of digitization. But digitization is not an end in itself. It has to support and help our people. This aspect was underlined by the crisis. It is important that citizens all over Europe can surf the internet safely and confidentially. For that, they need a basic understanding, among other things, of how digital applications and algorithms work. We do not all have to become computer experts, of course. But we need a basic knowledge of coding, and we need to foster skills like networked thinking and working, new ways of work together. To be fit for the future, our children need to be trained in digital skills from early on in a playful manner, because digital skills are the key competence of the 21st century. This is where the Meet and Code initiative comes in. Meet and Code offers children and young people in a total of 35 countries help in acquiring these skills through fun and creative workshops. Providing such support is a matter of concern to the Federal Ministry of the Interior, Building and Community. It is also my personal concern. We started our partnership during the German EU Council presidency in 2020, and we are happy to continue our partnership this year. Together with the Meet and Code, we want to create a better and promising future for all Europeans by harnessing the power of technology and innovation. With the start of our partnership last year, a new category was announced for the Meet and Code Awards called Code for Europe. Cooperation and collaboration is of great importance, especially with regards to the challenges of our times and of digitization. Closely linked to the Sustainable Development Goal number 17, which is partnerships for the goals, this new category seeks to initiate cross-border collaboration between organizations and to bring together children from different backgrounds and locations in Meet and Code events. We choose this year's winners of the award for the following reasons. Innovative from a form of cooperation and a consortium that fits perfectly to the category well. International discussions to explore how technology can help tackle problems that the EU public struggles with. The event motto, working together to transcend national borders and value systems, appealed to this category. This event motivated young people to continue their involvement in local creative communities and to open up to the international creative community. And without further ado, this year's Code for Europe award goes to De Creative, STEM and DigiGen. Congratulations, and what a great example of success and innovative partnership.
So many congratulations to Belgium and France for their creative collaboration called Makers United, organized by eCreative, STEM, and DigiGen. Now, please join us as well to just share some words of celebration with our audience.
Okay. Hi, I'm Christina. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you. Please go ahead.
I'm very happy for this award. So I'm really, it's a big surprise. I'm also very emotional. So I hope you can understand me. So when we learned about this opportunity to participate, we immediately engaged with our partner, DigiGen from France. And our organization has been cooperating since early 2020 on a program to get more girls engaged in science and inspired also by STEM disciplines and digital tech. So it was a great idea to participate together to this Meet and Code, because we really believe that the maker education transcends boundaries and cultures, and we believe that it can unite youth from different parts of the world, and it can get them inspired also by the promises of maker education. So through making, they can train useful skills for life, and above all, they can be creator of technology instead of passive user of technology. That's very important for us. So with our Meet and Code initiative, we chose together groups of Belgium and French kids and let them work about a meaningful project. So they were supposed to get into electronic prototyping and kind of think of make a device, an interactive device, to counter one of the COVID-related problems. So finally, they worked together for 3 afternoons via online sessions, and the Belgian kids at the end decided to work around an intelligent mouth mask to tackle the problem of social distancing. And our French partners worked about an intelligent soap dispenser to tackle the problem of hygiene connected to COVID. And the kids were really amazed to find out, with a little background, a few inexpensive components, and really a great deal of creativity and perseverance, that they could actually make their very own functional device. So maybe to conclude, I really want to thank the Meet and Code organizing committee for setting up this event, for giving us actually the opportunity to participate, and really for their efforts to make this possible despite the crisis. I think that I want to conclude with the last message. So keep making, ignite your creativity, and connect with others, because that is very important. And maybe my colleague DigiGen, maybe my colleague Simone would like to say something, if there are a few seconds left. Simone, are you there?
Okay.
No. No problem. The connection wasn't working very well, so it might be because of that. But really, thank you very much. This is great.
A big congratulations to you. And I think this is such a wonderful example of collaboration across different countries and how you can really drive impact by working together. So we now know all of our winners, and a very big round of applause for this year's winners. You are an inspiration and an encouragement to us all. So thank you so much for all of your hard work, support, and dedication. The last few weeks and months have shown that all of you are needed when it comes to helping young people in Europe to succeed and to acquire the digital skills that are needed to help the future workforce. So for the next part of the event, I'm delighted to introduce Anna Sienishka, who is the Vice President of TechSoup Europe, and someone who's very, very accomplished. So Anna is a very talented person and passionate person who is responsible for the strategic direction of the TechSoup network in Europe, which comprises of 68 capacity building organizations and serves over 900,000 registered NGOs with over 7 billion euro delivered in technology tools and philanthropic services. And so since Anna was not able to join us today, we had a chat to her this morning and she asked us to share her words of wisdom with you all. So let's hear from Anna.
Good morning. Warm virtual greetings to everybody, but especially to all finalists and winners of the Meet and Code Award 2020, and to all NGO partners doing amazing work in the ground. It was a pleasure to serve as a judge and learn about all coding events that you organized last year in Europe despite the pandemic. There was so much creativity and impact that it was really hard to choose the winners. This is another year when all nonprofit organizations taking part in the Meet and Code showed us their unavailable impact on contemporary society and importance in shaping today's democracy and future on the planet. Seeing your effort in fighting for gender equality, diversity, environmental issues in local communities brings faith in restoring fair, equal, and sustainable human life. The energy and passion of the organizers and participants is constantly showing us how technology and coding can help to achieve sustainable development goals and improve our lives. I congratulate you all, and I'm looking forward to do more of this amazing work together in the future. Stay healthy.
So thank you so much, Anna, for those heartwarming and inspiring words. You are such an inspiration to us all, and I couldn't agree more with everything that you've said. And now, since we have celebrated the past, it's time to look into the future and understand what is in store. And I'd like to now call Clemens from Haus des Stiftens back to the virtual stage, our Meet and Code partner, who has some exciting news for what's going to come in 2021. So Clemens, if I can call on you, we're very excited to hear.
Very much, Quina, and thank you all. Congratulations to all the winners and the finalists. You all did an amazing job, especially considering the limitations we all faced through the pandemic. So what's next? But first, reflecting on where we started actually in 2017 with Meet and Code, I'm incredibly proud of what we have achieved with this, or better, with our joint initiative. When considering the challenges posed by the pandemic in 2020, I believe it's fair to say that Meet and Code was a great success, but also that digital skills for the future generation have become more necessary than ever before. So what does that mean for this year? Meet and Code 2021's focus will be geared towards continued support for youth-focused event ideas that will take place virtually. We will also continue to support nonprofit organizations via microfunding to facilitate these events. And in addition to our toolkits and all the content provided through the Meet and Code Inspiration Library, we will continue to provide expert mentorship and support through corporate volunteering. And we are happy actually to announce that we will be starting a series of online seminars to support the outstanding and virtual work done by nonprofit organizations. And last but not least, we want to introduce a new format for our Meet and Code nonprofit community called Purpose Talk. Those talks will provide a platform for thought leaders in the world of IT, digital skills, and education to provide input, inspiration, and food for thought for all of us. We are very proud to say that the success of Meet and Code is due to the support of our great TechSoup partner network. We are a multi-stakeholder initiative, and we would like to thank our founding partners, SAP, TechSoup Europe, Haus des Stiftens, as well as our European partner, the German Federal Ministry of the Interior. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Clemens, for those words and for sharing with us what's coming up in the future. Now, this has been an amazing ceremony. I'm sure we're all feeling very inspired, very happy, and feeling like celebrating. So in conclusion, I will now like to hand over to Thomas to end this event for us on a high note. And then thereafter, we will take our celebratory group picture. So stay tuned and don't go anywhere. So Thomas, please hit it.
Yeah, thank you very much. And congratulations to all the winners. It was a very inspiring ceremony for me too. Thank you for all this. What are you doing? It's so important, especially in times like this. So I would like to end up with a Lennon McCartney song, which fits perfect to our ceremony. Come together. Hope you like it. Stay safe and enjoy it. Come together. Thanks for listening. Come together.
Thank you, Thomas. What a wonderful way to end the show by highlighting that we all need to come together. And I think if there's one thing that this time in humanity has shown us, it's the importance of coming together to support each other. So thank you so much for that, Thomas. And with that, I would like to say a big thank you to all of our guests for their attendance today. We really loved your energy in the session. So thank you so much. And that's including our judges as well as our expert speakers. And of course, this year's winners. And another big congratulations to you. And also a very big congratulations and thank you to everyone that works behind the scenes to make this happen, to make these possible. So thank you to the organizing team who made the magic happen. And of course, a big shout out to you, Philip, for organizing this amazing and uplifting awards ceremony. So thank you to that. And in closing, as we say goodbye to each other, it wouldn't be an occasion if we didn't take a group photo. So even though we're meeting virtually, let's have a group photo. I'd like to ask all the participants to switch on their cameras and, give us a cheer for this year's Meet and Code 2020 winners as the event ends. So please smile and wave for the camera, everyone, as we take our group shots. So wonderful. I think we've got the shot. So again, thank you to everyone, and here's to an exciting Meet and Code 2021 ahead. Take care of yourselves and be safe. Thanks, everyone. Bye.